Welcome to Living from the Inside Out with Holly Wade. Living from the Inside Out is about living fully, guided from your inside. Holly shares the wisdom of how your mind, body, and spirit are truly connected and that you deep down know your own answers. Holly and her guests will provide tips, practices, and inspirational stories to help you approach your life from your own heart. And here's Holly.
Hey everyone, this is Holly with Living from the Inside Out. Thanks for joining this week's edition. The holidays are upon us, right? And when you think of the holiday season, how does it make you feel? Does it make you giddy with excitement and anticipation? Do you have these images in your mind of finding the perfect gifts or the looks on people's faces as they open gifts? You know, what about the food and the indulgence and the gathering? Or do you have images of stress and how am I going to keep everybody happy? And this hasn't been the most stellar of years, or it makes you think of what you lost this year rather than what you gained. Or maybe it's overabundance or overindulgences, feeling overstretched in time, finances, overstretched with food, meaning we're taking in too much, consuming too much sugar, too much alcohol, too much of the things that don't let us feel good. What if there's a balance between the two? What if it doesn't have to be all one or all the other? Because let's face it, when we paint that Norman Rockwell image in our mind, we set ourselves up for failure because that's not the way it plays out, right? There's usually some kind of disappointment because we wanted the perfect holiday. We wanted everyone to be happy. So let's talk about that first of all. First of all, it is not your responsibility to make sure everyone is happy. We put pressure on ourselves, and the consumerism mentality, the keeping up with the Joneses idea of what the holidays are supposed to look like has framed something in our brain that is unrealistic and unattainable. And if you need to spend 3 to 6 months paying off, or even longer than that, paying off the holiday season, you're doing it wrong. Because the people that really love you don't want you to stress out over them. They would probably rather have you say, you know what, this year we've had a lot of hardship financially, or this year, rather than doing all this and creating all this stress about trying to get gifts for everyone in our family, maybe we can do it like a white elephant, or we can draw gifts, but you can put parameters on the gift giving so it doesn't have to equal financial stress, because it shouldn't. That takes away the joy of the holidays in a moment, right? And what about the stress of family? It still goes back to trying to keep everybody happy. And at the end of the day, they're the only ones that can make themselves happy, even your kids. That is not your job to make sure that everyone is happy. It's your job to make sure that you find joy and peace and reflection on what the holiday season is really about, no matter what holidays you celebrate. It's a time for introspection. There's a reason that we have glowing little lights. There's a reason that candles are part of this season. They're an element of reflection. And you can go internal and go deep and have joy throughout the season if you start to train for it and you start to be intentional about that. How do you do it? Well, you figure out the things that give you joy. And those are the things you focus on rather than the shopping and the baking and the. And if those things give you joy, then fine, do that. Just know that the outcome might not be the outcome of how others receive or perceive your gifts may not be what you intend or what you hope for. Now, what about just keeping your health going, your fitness and your food in check? Because that's where we overindulge, is in the food department. Well, what about having a plan in place and executing the plan? See, if you start now, then you can be golden. If you already have your workout routine, stay with it. Do not let other things get in the way, because as soon as you do, you'll get off of your habit. And then it's going to make it that much harder come January to get going again. You'll be way ahead of the game if you maintain from now to the end of the year versus changing things up. Travel, all those other things that cause stress, well, just plan ahead. That's really what it comes down to, is planning ahead. If you would like some help in this department, I've got a 4-week Happy Healthy Holidays workshop and program coming up. And if you would like more information, email me at Holly@Holly Wade Wellness. Each week we're focusing just on these topics so that you've got your plan in place. You've got accountability, you've got support, you've got a group of peers, because it's easier said than done sometimes when we have to have those difficult conversations with our family about, hey, I would like to change how we do gifts. Or, hey, we're not going to be there this year. Or whatever the case may be. Because when we set up that disappointment for someone else or for ourselves, that's always kind of challenging to manage, and they will fight back. So having that accountability and support is really, really important to help you move through, so that you come through the holiday season feeling more joy, less stress. Maintaining your happiness, maintaining your joy, maintaining the core of the holiday season, with some financial planning to alleviate the stress, with meal planning and prep that all you have to do is prep it. I've already created the meal plans with the recipes and the grocery lists. Think about all the time that saves right there. So I've already got meditations ready for you, and I've already got your workouts ready for you if you don't already have something in place. So I've done a lot of the work. You just have to execute the plan. It's that easy. And if you're ready for a happier, healthier holiday season, then reach out and let's get you started. You can email me at Holly@HollyWadeWellness.com, or you can take some of these ideas and start to execute them on your own. And as we go through the holiday season, I'll be diving into these subjects a little more deeply to give you ideas and solutions for making your holiday season one from the inside rather than the outside telling you how it's supposed to be. Here's to the holidays. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for joining us at Living from the Inside Out. Listen every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. To connect with Holly, just go to www.globalvoiceradio.com. Global Voice Radio is where your voice and your message is heard.